Hey, what's up guys? My name is Arina and welcome back to my channel where I review everything tech. In today's video, I want to show you all of the apps that I have on my iPad. This is the 10.5-inch iPad Pro from 2017. If you're curious to know how this iPad has performed through these years, I have a dedicated video review about this iPad. Check out the link in the description. Before we start, let me quickly go through the accessories I use with my iPad. When it comes to the screen protector, I've been using this one for almost 3 years now, and I would say it's still in perfect condition. Highly recommended for a 10.5-inch display. Also, I got this bundle for my first generation Apple Pencil. Here you get a cap holder so you don't lose the cap, a protective nib cover, and a charging tether, so you don't have to stick your Apple Pencil into your iPad for charging. I think that charging the Apple Pencil separately from your iPad is much more convenient. And speaking of the case, I got this one when I just bought my iPad Pro. It looks a little shabby now. I like that it protects the back and it's magnetic, so this case gives my iPad good protection. I'll put the links to all the accessories I use in the description. Feel free to check them out. So let's start with the home page, and when it comes to the widgets, here I have the weather app, which is called Gizmodo. I have a free version. It's a great alternative to the default weather widget, which you cannot actually open as an app since it sends you straight to the website. And the Gizmodo app is actually pretty cool. You can tap right here on the widget and see the hourly forecast, and tap it again to the daily one. And also you can open the app and see even more details if you want. Then I have the sticky notes widget here, so you can add your notes, shopping lists, reminders that look like post-its. You can also add your notes to the lock screen. By the way, this app is absolutely free, no subscription, which in today's world is pretty unbelievable. And lastly, I have the batteries widget here, so I could easily check on the battery levels of my devices. And before we get to the apps I have on my iPad, I want to say thank you to Wondershare for sponsoring today's video. If you work with videos, Wondershare has an amazing tool which is called UniConverter. This is the converter for any kind of media files. It has more than 1,000 different video and audio formats, and let me show how it actually works. So you just drag the videos you need to convert and choose a format. Also, you could do some editing first, like trimming or cropping your videos. You could do some color grading, and you can even add subtitles and the watermark. Next, you just push the button and the video is ready. I absolutely loved how quick the whole process was. Also, the interface of the UniConverter is really simple and intuitive. Another great feature about the UniConverter is the video compressor. You can adjust the amount of megabytes you want your video to be, which is really helpful, or you could choose the percentage amount by which to reduce your original file. Aside from that, the UniConverter has a lot more features to offer. You also get a downloader that could download videos or music from more than 10,000 websites. Then you get a screen recorder, DVD burner, GIF maker, and so much more. I'll put the link to Wondershare UniConverter below in the description. Feel free to check it out. And moving on to the apps, here on the home page I have the ones that I use most often in my work and studies. Some of them are the basic default apps like Mail, Clock, Calendar, etc. Let's just skip them. Conversion Calculator is an amazing app if you need to convert numbers. Here is a vast spectrum of metrics you can convert. I love the design of this app. It's really easy to use and it's also free. Highly recommended if you're looking for this kind of app. I check on stocks from time to time in Yahoo Finance app. Lately, this whole topic of investing has become more interesting to me, and I'm trying to educate myself better on it. Then I have Notes, which I don't really use on my iPad, but when it comes to taking notes, I use Notability. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that app. It's quite popular, so since I got this app, I've been taking pretty much all of my notes here, whether they're work-related, studies, or personal. I learned Spanish, so I have my notes from my classes here. I like that you can do pretty much everything in this app. You can type, handwrite, draw, you can also take voice memos, and so much more. Many years ago, I used to take notes in OneNote, which is also a really good app. I still have it on my iPad to get access to my older notes. Who knows, maybe someday I'll switch back to it. Let me know, guys, which apps you're using for note-taking. Then I have Sticky Notes, the app that I've already shown you in my widgets. So in this app, you can make a checklist or just a plain note, and you can also put a photo here if you like. You can choose the background color, change the font and the size of your text. However, the thing you cannot do in this app is handwriting. I've tried other similar apps that supported handwriting, which was kind of cool, but I've noticed that eventually, most of the time, I prefer typing because oftentimes my handwriting looks totally illegible. If I want to remember certain things, they should be written clearly. So yeah, this app is pretty useful, and as I previously mentioned, it's free and definitely worth checking out. Then I have Docs by Google. I use it for creating documents. It's instantly syncing with all of my devices, so I could easily access my docs from any device, including a computer, which is really helpful. Then I have YouTube Studio and YouTube. I always prefer watching videos on the iPad. I rarely watch any videos on my phone, only if I'm really desperate. Then I have Pinterest. I don't use this app as often as I used to, but it's still a good source of some inspiration. Then I have Instagram, Spotify to stream music and podcasts. The next app is Procreate. This is also a very popular app if you're into drawing and creating. Aside from drawing, I also added some of my thumbnails for the videos here, make my trackers and animations. I always get super inspired when I'm using this app. I'm not a pro by any means, but I'm really passionate about drawing and always trying to learn something new about this app, and there's actually a lot of stuff to learn. If you guys know some amazing YouTube channels with Procreate tutorials worth checking out, share them in the comments below, I'd really appreciate it. Then I have a few apps that I use for editing photos. The first one is QuickShot. I've already mentioned this app in some of my previous videos. It's pretty amazing. I've been using it for years, and this app is definitely one of my favorites. You can see how I edit my photos in QuickShot in What's on my iPhone video, where I talk about this app in more detail. I'll put a link in the description. In a nutshell, some of my favorite features here are the sky feature, where you could add some beautiful sky and make a boring shot look pretty amazing. The Heal feature helps you get rid of unwanted objects in the photo, and also the Portrait feature that blurs out the background, making your photo look a little bit more professional and pleasing. And also, this app has pretty cool effects and tons of filters. The next photo editor is Snapseed. I think most of you guys are already familiar with this app, so let's skip it. The next app is Flashcards. As I previously mentioned, I study Spanish, and this app is really helpful when it comes to growing your vocabulary. Here you could create folders, and every folder contains flashcards. As you can see, some of them are translated to Russian, which is my native language, and some have English translation just because some specific words or phrases are easier to understand in a specific language. Also, you can take a quiz here and check your knowledge. By the way, this app is free, which is such a rare thing these days. And then I have many dictionary apps here that I also use when it comes to learning a foreign language, or if you need to check the spelling. Moving on to the next screen page, and here I have some apps where I watch movies and series: Netflix, Prime Video by Amazon, Play Movies by Google. Then I have the Amazon app to do some shopping and track my orders. And next, I have some wallpaper apps. You often ask me, guys, where I get my wallpapers, so the first app is Wally. There are tons of creative and really amazing pictures, and the next app I use is Everpix. It also has a bunch of cool wallpapers. The only problem with this app is that you get bombarded with ads. Since I have a free version, I could get a subscription with no ads, but I don't use this app that often, so I'm good with the free version for now. And next, I have some apps for reading. Flipboard, you can choose specific topics you're interested in, so you'll only stumble upon the stuff you like. I like the way the pages turn, feels like a real magazine. I also have the News app. Daily Art is an amazing app if you have interest in art. Here you can see famous masterpieces and read short stories about them. Then I have Kindle and My Book. My Book is similar to Kindle. You get tons of books and audiobooks here. This app is amazing, but unfortunately it's only in Russian at the moment. Next I have Zillow Rentals, and even though I love my apartment, sometimes I'm curious to take a sneak peek and see what available apartments are out there. Contributor, this is a Shutterstock app where you can sell your photos. And next I have some games. Honestly, I play them like 4 times a year maybe. The first game is Buttons and Scissors. Love it. It's a logic game and it's really addictive. The next game is Subway Surf, and the last one is Asphalt. This is a racing game. Then I have iMovie. I don't use it really often since I edit all of my videos in Final Cut on my MacBook Pro, but it's good to have it to make some short fun videos. And finally, I have here an app called Tasty where you can find tons of recipes. I don't cook much, but when I get inspired, you can't stop me. And also I have the stuff folder here. I think everyone has this kind of folder where you keep the apps that you don't really use but still need them somehow. So these are all the apps I have on my iPad at the moment. I hope you found something interesting for yourself. Feel free to recommend me the apps that are not on my list. I'll be waiting for replies in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in the next one.